As a child, I used to lie awake on Christmas Eve, too excited to sleep. If I heard a cat in the garden, I was convinced that it was Santa Claus, and I would run downstairs only to be disappointed to see my dad eating the cookies I left for Santa. I still haven't forgiven him. But here's the thing, Santa Claus as we know him today hasn't always been the jolly fat guy who brings us presents if we've been good. His background story is actually really interesting. In today's video, we are going to uncover how Santa went from being a 4th century Greek bishop to living in the North Pole surrounded by elves with a big fat belly full of jelly. But did you know, he wasn't always the nice guy we think of today. In fact, Santa has a dark secret in his past. So grab some cookies and milk, sit yourself down, because today we are unwrapping Santa's secret past. Santa's origin story begins in the 4th century with a man named Nicholas of Myra. Nicholas was a Greek bishop in what is now Turkey. Nicholas, a rich man, was known for his generosity and is said to have secretly dropped gold coins down the chimneys of poor families. But Nicholas wasn't just a gift giver, he was also a miracle worker. Nicholas was said to be able to calm storms and resurrect children who appeared to have died. Now, obviously none of these stories can be proven, but regardless, by the Middle Ages, Nicholas was made a saint by the church. Till this very day, Saint Nicholas is the patron saint of children and sailors. Okay, all seems good so far. What is Random talking about when he says dark past? Well, this is where things start to get interesting. So, I'm assuming that we're all familiar with Newton's third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Remember when you were a kid and your parents tried to threaten you with Santa's naughty list? Well, it turns out that my dad didn't just eat the cookies I left out for Santa, but he was actually trying to get me a visit from a demon. I know, right? Thanks a lot, Dad. In parts of Europe, such as Austria, Germany and Hungary, Santa had an evil sidekick named Krampus. Krampus was a horned demon from the depths of hell who would rise up to work as Santa's enforcer. Krampus would punish children by whipping them with birch branches, stuffing them into his sack and dragging them back to his lair. Unlike Santa's warm and fuzzy image, Krampus served as a chilling reminder to children to stay on the nice list. Or else. This dark figure became a staple of Alpine folklore, celebrated even today with Krampuslauf, or Krampus runs, where people dress as a demon and parade through the streets, scaring children who are naughty. These darker elements of the story remind us of the dichotomy between good and bad behaviours, and were an effective, yet slightly barbaric way to get children in the medieval period to behave themselves. When the Reformation hit Europe, Protestant leaders weren't too keen on saints. Nicholas's popularity waned in many places, except for one, Holland. The Dutch kept his memory alive as Santa Claus, a gift bringer who visited children on December 6. Fast forward to the 17th century and Dutch settlers brought Santa Claus to America. Over time, he emerged with local traditions and morphed into a new character, Santa Claus. Santa's story began to expand in 1823 when Clement Clarke Moore wrote his poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, commonly known as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Moore's story introduced the image of a plump, cheerful Santa with a reindeer and sleigh. This poem was instrumental in shaping the modern idea of Santa Claus. Later, during the Victorian era, writers added even more magical elements to Santa's story. Elves became his helpers, and the North Pole was established as his home. The North Pole was a genius move. it made Santa untouchable. A mysterious figure beyond the reach of mere mortals. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to live in a land of endless snow and cookies? In 1931, Santa's image became firmly cemented in popular culture when he got his first ad campaign. Coca-Cola hired artist Hayden Sundblom, and he added Santa's now infamous red suit. Before this, Santa's outfit varied from green, blue, and even brown. Imagine how it would have looked if Pepsi got there first. So there you have it, folks, the history of Santa Claus, from Greek bishop to demonic creatures capturing children, to a jolly corporate stooge promoting sugar water. What do you think? Was this a shock to you? Did you already know this? Have you been naughty this year and are now worried about the Krampus? I know I am. Let me know in the comment section, and while you're down there, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a Merry Christmas.